Park to Park from Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo.
Hey Jason, man, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing great. Just got set up here at Galveston Island State Park. You're about a 5758 into Kilo 3013.
Hey, I appreciate you. Let me use that radio up there at the pavilion on Friday. Hey, I appreciate you letting me get that part.
Yeah, man, no problem. Let me know how my signal sounds. I'm kind of running a little bit different today.
Hey, you're booming, man. Yeah, you're sounding very... I watched you on YouTube last night, but hey, you're really sounding good, Jason.
All right, buddy. Well, I got 500 watts pointed at you with a KPA-500 amp, 500 watt amp in the park here because I could and I wanted to. So wanted to do something kind of crazy, man. Thanks for the Park to Park today.
Hey, it's beautiful up here. It's cooler weather. It's just gonna be a nice day. Have a good one, man. 73.
Roger, 73. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo. Calling CQ Parks on the air from Galveston Island State Park, Kilo 3013. Calling CQ POTA and listening.
Kilo India 5, Uniform Bravo Tango.
Kilo India 5, Uniform Bravo Tango 59.
QSL have you 20 over 9 into North Central Oklahoma, Oscar Kilo.
Hey, Roger, copy the 20 over 9. Second station I got from Oklahoma today. I got a Park to Park a minute ago. Sounding good down here in Galveston Island this morning.
Hey, QSL, I just seen your spot on the page there, and go over an awesome signal here. I think I got you just the other day there, so perfect signal here to Oklahoma, and hopefully it's there. 73, God bless.
73, man. Thanks for the contact today. Have a good morning. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air.
November 4th, Bravo Alpha Foxtrot.
November 4, I think it's Bravo Alpha Foxtrot, 5x5.
Roger, you're 5'9" in the mobile, South Carolina.
Copy 5'9" in the mobile, South Carolina. Thanks for the contact today, 73. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air.
Delta Sierra.
Whiskey 1 Golf Uniform 5x5.
Copy the 5x5. You are 5'9" back from Western Kansas.
Copy the 5'9" in Kansas, buddy. Good to work you again, 73.
73, good to work you.
QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air. Kilo 4 Alpha Delta Sierra 5'7".
You're 5'9" here in Central Florida. Over.
Copy the 5'9" in Central Florida. Got you in the logbook. Thanks for being out there today.
Thank you. 7-3.
QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air. Ending India Lima.
Kilo Echo 0 Juliet India Lima. You're 5'7".
Kilo Echo 0 Juliet India Lima, also 5'7" into park number Kilo 3013.
Roger, I'm in St. Louis. Over.
Got the copy in St. Louis. Thanks for being out there this morning. Good morning to you.
73 KE0 JIL.
This was a really fun activation, and I learned a few things. Take a walk with me through the video, watch to the end, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts on everything that happened today. Stick around. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air.
Kilo Bravo 4, Charlie Oscar Delta Mobile.
The mobile station, Kilo Bravo 4, I think it was.
Kilo Bravo 4, cash on delivery. You're 5'8", Davenport, Iowa, Jason.
Roger, Kilo Bravo 4, cash on delivery, also a 5'8" into Galveston Island State Park, Kilo 3013.
Roger, thanks for the 5'8". You have a wonderful time down there on your vacation.
Roger, I appreciate that, 73. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air.
November Echo 4, Tango November.
November Echo 4, Tango November. What's up, Walt? 5'9" into Galveston Island State Park.
QSL, good morning, Jason. Good to hear you again. You were 5'9", good signal in Tennessee. QSL?
QSL, copy the 5'9" in Tennessee. Thanks for being out there, Walt. Always good to talk to you, 73.
Thank you. Good luck, 7-3.
QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air. Kilo November 4, Romeo Alpha Yankee 5'7".
QSL, you're blowing my doors off 5'9" in Alpha Lima.
Copy the 5'9" in Alpha Lima. Yeah, I might be a little bit cheating today, but we'll see how it works out. Thanks for being out there, man. Whiskey 7 Charlie Radio 5x7. Copy the 5-5 in Washington. Thanks for the contact, 73. Washington State is hard to get. He gave me a 5-5 with pumping 500 watts into him. I say that's good because Washington State is difficult to get. Yeah, I'm running 500 watts on the POTA activation today. You want to see what my setup is? Keep watching. QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo Parks in the air. Echo America Bravo station. Okay, I copy Kilo India 6 Echo Alpha Bravo. Copy your 5-7 into California. You're about a 4-4-44 into Kilo 3013 this morning. Thank you for being out there, 73. Good to work California this morning. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air. Ending Echo Mike. Station ending Mike.
Whiskey Alpha 7 Echo Mike.
Whiskey Alpha 7 Echo Mike 5-5.
QSL, you're 557 in Colorado. Good luck.
Copy the 5-7 in Colorado. Thanks for being out there at 73. QRZ. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air.
November 4, Zulu Papa Delta.
November 4, Zulu Papa Delta. Great signal. 5-9 into Kilo 3013.
You're at your 5-9. You're also 5-9 into Tennessee. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Tommy, for being out there. 73. QRZ.
Kilo 9 Tango Papa Tango.
Kilo 9 Tango Papa Tango 5-9.
Roger, thank you very much. I've got 2 5-9 also here in Florida.
Copy the 5-9 in Florida. 73. Thanks for the contact. QRZ.
WA0 Alpha Lima Hotel.
WA0 Alpha Lima Hotel 5-9. Okay, got you 5-9 in Iowa. 73. Thanks for the contact.
73 W0
Yeah, that's too hot. All right, so I cooked it. SWR just like that. Pretty normal, actually. This antenna is rated for 500 watts, and I bet it's really hot right now. Yeah. The heat shrink is reheat shrinking onto it. It's awesome. I love that. I love it. So I just turned the amp off. Continue operating with 100 watts. Actually, I got to turn my power back up. CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo calling CQ Parks on the air from Galveston Island State Park. Kilo 3013 calling CQ POTA and listening.
Kilo India 4, Papa Illinois.
Kilo India 4, is it Papa Illinois or Papa something?
Papa India Lima. Papa India Lima there, Jason.
Okay, got it that time. Sorry, I just missed it. Kilo India 4, Papa India Lima. Great signal, 5-9, Kilo 3013.
Copy, you are 5-5 in Parks Lima there.
Got the 5-5 in Florida. Thanks for the contact, 73. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air. I hear Matthew out there. Delta Zulu Tango, come back. Kilo Delta 9 Delta Zulu Tango. Great to work again, Matthew. You're about a 5-2 into the park this morning. Roger. Copy the 5-5 in Wisconsin. Always good to work you, Matthew. Thanks for being out there. 73. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, Parks in the air.
Whiskey 6 Lima Golf.
Whiskey 6 Lima Golf, 5-9.
Yeah, it's Jim W6LG. How you doing?
Hey, Jim, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, I thought that call sign was familiar. Sounding great in Texas this morning.
I'm doing okay. Nice to hear you. 5x9 into Northern California. Honestly, about
100 watts.
5 to 10 over, Jay.
Hey, good deal, man. I appreciate the report there. I was running a little bit of power and I turned it down, so I'm still getting 5-9 into California. I'm happy with that. Thanks for being out there this morning.
Yeah, quick question. The antenna and the power, over.
All right, well, I got a little bit crazy this morning just because I wanted to. So I'm running a Yaesu FTDX10 into a Chameleon LEFS 40 meter in-fed half wave. It's actually the 8010 model, but I took the 80 meter link off of it. So it's a 40-meter measurement of wire on the Chameleon LEFS. And then I was running until the Toroid got too hot and my SWR went up. I was running a KPA-500 amplifier, running about 450 to 500 watts. But the SWR jumped up on me because the Toroid got too hot, so I turned off the amp for the moment, and I'm running 100 watts out of the radio right now.
Okay. I'm familiar with all of that. I've got the 101D and the KPA-500, which is a standby.
Yeah.
So the 101D right now into a homemade amplifier, into a homemade antenna tuner, into a homemade 3-element Yagi at about 36 feet. All right, Jason, let you go. Nice to talk to you this way. We'll chat another way sometime. KC5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, from Whiskey 6 Lima Golf Gym near Sacramento. Bye-bye.
All right, Jim, good to work you on the bands, buddy. Thanks for being out there today in 73. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks in the air. Ending November. Whiskey Echo 2, November, 5-5. Thank you for the copy, 5-9 in Florida, 73. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks in the air. November Whiskey 9, Foxtrot, 5-5.
QSL on the 5-5, Jason. This is Sam from Dreamman POTA. Good talking to you on the air. You're 5-9 Indian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good deal. I'm familiar with your channel, and I know you've been in the chat a lot, so good to work on the air, man. Thanks for being out there, and thanks for getting in the logbook. QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks in the air.
Kilo 2.
Turned up the power. Everybody's back. Let the toroid cool down a bit. Kilo 2 station. Kilo 2 Papa Juliet Bravo. Okay, you were booming when you came in there the first time, then I got some QS Baker going on here. Kilo 2 Papa Zulu Bravo, ranging between 5.5 and 5.9. So my toroid got hot again. And on the amplifier, there is an indicator right there. CQ. Okay, it's you see how it's in the green? It was in the yellow and red a second ago. CQ parks on the air. CQ parks on the air, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo. Calling CQ Parks on the air from Galveston Island State Park, Kilo 3013, calling CQ POTA and listening. See how it's doing that? Toroid's getting hot. That's what that is. Kilo Echo 0 Juliet Bravo Tango 57.
You're 5-5, Lincoln, Nebraska, November Echo.
Hey, good to work, Nebraska. Got the 5-5, and thanks for being out there this morning. I'm gonna hit the tuner so that my radio's happy. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks in the air.
Kilo Oscar 4, I love yachting.
Kilo Oscar 4, I love yachting, 5-7.
You're a 5-9 here in Tango, November, Jason. Hey, and
100 watts.
At Huntsville at the outing at the state park, Roger.
Hey, Roger, man. Glad you were there. Glad we got to hang out for a bit. That's always a fun show. We're going to do it again next year.
You're Roger that, and I'm talking to you on my FTDX10 that you coaxed me into getting, over.
Hey, good deal. Well, that's what I'm talking to you back on right now, so I still stand by my review of that radio. I love it. I take it out to the park every time I go.
Yeah, Roger. Well, 73's not far, man.
Roger, 73. Good to talk to you on the air. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks in the air.
Whiskey 6 Tango, Victor, Quebec.
Whiskey 6 Tango, Victor, Quebec, 5-9.
Roger, you are 5-5 here in California.
Copy the 5x5 in California. Got you in the logbook, 73.
73.
QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks in the air.
Kilo Charlie.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 9 something. You faded out for a second. Give me your suffix.
Charlie, Kilo Charlie 9, Yankee India Juliet, QSL.
Yeah, I got you that time, Mark. Okay, Kilo Charlie 9, Yankee India Juliet 5-7 into Kilo 3013.
5-7 into all. What was the park number again?
Park number is Kilo 3013.
Kilo 3013, correct?
Roger.
Thank you, good luck.
Hey, 73, thanks for being out there. QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks in the air.
Kilo Fox 0, November, Kilo India.
Kilo Fox 0, is it Kilo November India?
Roger, roger. You are 5-6 in Missouri.
Copy the 5-6 in Missouri. You're 5-9 into Kilo 3013.
73.
73, thanks for being out there. So there's some AC noise that I've been dealing with from the inverter, and I'm going to turn that off now because I think my test was successful. What I wanted to do today was activate with a 500 watt amplifier to see what kind of difference it made. Also, I just wanted to see if I could do it. And I did it. I got 40-ish contacts before the SWR went up because the antenna's too hot, pumping 500 watts through it. It is a 500 watt antenna. So I'm using the EcoFlow today. That's the second battery, which is still at 98%. This was the first battery, which is at 96%. Excellent, excellent battery system here from EcoFlow. This is the Delta 2 Max system with the extra battery on top of it. You can actually put two of these. I could put one more up here if I wanted to. But there is some RFI in it, which I knew there would be. But there's RFI in the generator. And of course, there's generator noise. So I don't have any generator noise with that. I don't have to put fuel in it. If I wanted to plug a solar panel into it, I could. I could have run for another 3 days on that. Probably more than that. 78 hours left on the main battery. 96 hours left on the auxiliary, the secondary batteries. That would run it forever. I mean, you could spend a whole week at a park and run on that thing. But I'm having to deal with the RFI, which is expected if you're gonna run power, which we ran this same amplifier at Outer Banks in North Carolina when we were out there with the Whiskey Echo 4 Delta X-Ray, the Ham Radio Adventures Club 2 or 3 years ago. It worked well. We ran it on a gas generator. You have to contend with that while you're operating. And so you have to listen to the generator. You have to put fuel in it. And the generator produces RFI also. The gas generator produces RFI also. So this one, I wanted to see what we could do with a battery-powered solar generator, as they call it, and test successful. I wanted to test that antenna, and I wanted to bring the KPA-500 back out because I haven't used it in a long time. So I'm going to keep going with the activation, but we're going to do 100 watts only from now on, and then I'm going to show you guys what the setup is I'm using. So I'm going to show you everything, so stay tuned. Victor, Alpha 6, Charlie Charlie Whiskey, 4444 into Kilo 3013.
Roger.
Okay, I copied the 5x2. Got you in the logbook. Thanks for being out there today, 73.
73.
QRZ from Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks in the air. Turn the amp back on. Turn the battery back on. Turn the amp back on. Noise is still there, but it's not as bad on 15 as it was on 20. And I had the first contact I made on 15 meters after finding a clear frequency and calling CQ POTA was Sweden. Had a Sweden come back to me at 5.9. He gave me a 5.6, I think. CQ parks on the air. CQ parks on the air. Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo. Calling CQ parks on the air from Galveston Island State Park, Kilo 3013. Calling CQ POTA and listening. November's 2 something Charlie. November 2, is it Mexico Sierra Charlie? Bravo Oscar Charlie? Okay, November 2, Bravo Oscar Charlie, you're about a 4444 into park number Kilo 3013.
Okay, I got you. Sounds good. You're not moving the needle.
Roger. Yeah, kind of same thing here, man. Thanks for the contact. I got you in the logbook. CQ parks on the air. CQ parks on the air. Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo. Calling CQ Parks on the air from Galveston Island State Park, Kilo 3013. Calling CQ POTA and listening. Whiskey 3, Bravo Foxtrot Oscar, 5x7. Copy the 5-4 and Papa Alpha. Thanks for the 15 meter contact, 73.
Yeah, okay, track 3, big last season state features.
QRZ, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo, parks in the air.
Kilo 6, Quebec Alpha.
Ending Quebec Alpha.
Kilo 6, Mike Quebec Alpha, Mike Queen Alpha.
Kilo 6, Mike Queen Alpha, 5x5.
At the peak, K6MQA in Southern California.
Roger. I got the 5.5 in Southern California. Thanks for the 15 meter contact, 73. All right, let's go through the setup. I've completed my activation. I made, let's see, what did I get here? 105 contacts. Here's my POTA map, which I love these things. This Hammer's POTA map is really cool. So there's what the POTA map looks like on the tablet. My last official contact was Bud Drummond, Whiskey 3 Fox Fox, the creator of Buddy Pole, Chris Drummond's dad from Buddy Pole. So he's a good dude. He runs an activity group on 17 meters every morning. He doesn't like to call it a net because it's more of a rag chew, but really, really cool guy. He's out there all the time. First of all, let's go through what I did, and let's go through what I'm probably not going to do again. All right, so the official setup today is, of course, the Yaesu FTDX10, and we're running the Mega Geek battery, which I haven't charged this thing in the last 3 activations. So there we go, 50 amp hours in the Mega Geek battery, thanks to KPA-500. The tech prepper forced me to buy this tablet, as I said a while ago. He pretty much held a gun to my head and said, "You need to buy this." I said, "Okay, yes, sir." And then my tried and true Yaesu FTDX10 and my KPA-500, which I don't think I've had out since we were at Outer Banks a few years back. So that's where that is. While I was filming, my battery ran low, and I took the Lightsaber Max from PowerFilm out and charged this camera that I'm using right now. So we've got all of that. We've got the POTA Flex coax from Mezzi and Palomi. This video is sponsored by Mezzi and Palomi coax. You can save a 5% discount on everything on the Gigaparts website or on the Mezzi and Palomi website, which is mezzi.it, direct shipped to you from Italy. With the coupon code of KC5HWB, it will save you 5% on both of those websites. Check the links in the description below. And thank you, Mezzi and Palomi, for supporting the channel. So this is the POTA Flex coax here, and I showed this in my last video, and it's run into, and this thing is really cool. I thought this thing was kind of cumbersome at first. This roll-up thing looks like a Home Depot extension cord roller. I find that this works as a good anchor. The other day I had it set right there. When I was out on the beach the other day, I had it just out in the sand. This works as a good anchor, so I don't have to drive anything into the ground or find a tree or a bush to set it on. If I just set this down most of the time, if I don't have too much tension on the antenna, I can use that as an anchor. So that works well. It's not something you're going to backpack with. It's not something you're going to hike up a mountain with. It's called POTA Flex because it's for POTA. So throw it in your truck, leave it there, and every time you go activate, that's where it'll be. And the star of the show today, besides the 500 watt amplifier, because let's face it, I mean, that's just cool, was the LEFS, which is a lightweight in-fed half-wave sloper from Chameleon Antenna. I don't know why they call it that. They've got 3 or 4 versions of this. I don't know why they call this one lightweight. It is not lightweight. It's friggin' huge, okay? It's got a 240 or a 260 toroid. I'm going to get that wrong. Someone correct me. I'm not in front of the website right now. It says it on the webpage. I'll put a link below. You can check it out. It's got a big-ass toroid. Let's just call it that. Let's just call it what it is. It's got a big-ass toroid on it that allows you to use up to 500 watts, and that's exactly what we did with it today. Now, I've got it sitting on the table right now, which I didn't want to do originally because if someone else people come up here to go fishing a lot. So if someone else came up here, I didn't want to take up 2 tables. But I've been here for like 2 hours and nobody's come up here. So I set it in the shade over there because it was in the sun and it was just getting too hot. My SWR would shoot up because the toroid got too hot and blah, 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 and that's fine, no problem. It performed great on all the bands, but it was too long. And I'm looking for my bag here. Here we go. So this is the LEFS 8010. They just came out with a 4010. And I guess it's a 40 meter. This is the LFS 80. This is what comes with the LFS 8010. And it comes with a link in the middle you can do 40 like I'm doing right now, which will do 10, 15, 20, and 40 meters on an end-fed half wave that's cut for 40. You can add this link to it and get it up to 80 meters, which 80 meters on POTA is meh. I don't really care about 80 meters on POTA, but when you add that link for 80 meters to an end-fed half wave, you get like 3 more bands. You get 80, you get 17. I think you can hit 12 with a tuner. That may be something I have to try later. And I think you can do 30. So I think you can officially do 17, 30, and 80. And I think 12 is doable with like a tuner or something. Again, you can find all that information on the webpage, which I'm not looking at right now. I looked it up. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was 7 bands it was 4 bands on 40, like all of them are, 10, 15, 20, and 40. And then you add an 80 meter link to it and it adds 3 additional bands, so a 7 band total. And it's supposed to be without a tuner, so I'm pretty sure it's 17, 30, and 80. The LEFS was a success, but it was too long. So I had to cut about a foot of it off. I had to cut about a foot of it off. And when I say I cut it off, I cut it at the end and I wrapped it up. I wrapped a foot of it down down the end of the coax, so for a testing purposes, and it worked. So I'm going to cut that foot off and leave a little loop at the end. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's not a problem. I would rather it be too long than too short, because you'd have to add wire at that point. So you'd have to get a crimper out and crimp a banana plug or something like that onto it. Cutting wire is easier than adding wire, so it was a little bit too long. And when I say too long, it was like flat SWR on 7.0 and on 14.0 and on like 21.1 and on like 28.1. Something like that. So that's great if you're going to operate at the very, very bottom of the band. Like if all you're going to do is FT8, it probably would have been fine. But I wanted it to be resonant on a little bit higher of the band, especially since we're pumping 500 watts through it today. So like I said, I cut about a foot of it off, and I took some readings on my Rig Expert Stick Pro, and I'll overlay those right here. But it was pretty flat. It was like a 1.2 or 1.3 at 14.250. And then again at 21.275 or something like that. So I got it to be fairly flat in the middle, well, in the lower portion of the sideband section of both bands, 15 and 20 meters. But it's still pretty low. It's like a 1.1 to 1.3 down at the bottom section of the band. So if I ever want to run FT8 on it, it'll be fine. So, and it matches my other end-fed half-wave antennas that I have now. So it was a little bit long, not a problem. It is what it is, and we go from there. Also, I should say this, because I've said this on other videos, but I should say it here. It is very dependent on your elevation, your ground composition, how much metal you have in the ground, the soil composition, the sand composition, how many rocks you have, how wet it is or how dry it is. All of these factors affect your SWR. You can set up an antenna and get a flat SWR here today, come back here at the same exact spot next week after it's rained for 3 days, and the SWR will be totally different. So you can't always have a perfect SWR. You have to go with the best that you can do and go from there, and that's why God put tuners on radios. But I didn't use a tuner today because it was like 1.2 to 1.3 the whole time on both 15 and 20, so I was good. Even with running 400 to 500 watts through it, it was good. The toroid did get hot, as I expected it to, but it got hot a little bit quicker than I thought it would, especially running sideband 500 watts, because it's rated for 500 watts sideband. And I think it's rated for like 250 on FT8. We might have some fun with that later. But it did well. It did well. I got 103 contacts in about 2 hours, a little bit slower than what I'm used to, but that's what it was. So lessons learned. So what did I learn? Okay, the EcoFlow Delta Max 2 system works wonderfully for running this. There is RFI when you turn on the built-in inverter that goes from DC to AC. So you're getting RFI in the radio, but the thing would run that amp for probably a week. The antenna did very well. No issues with the antenna other than it just getting hot, partially because I'm running 400 to 500 watts through it, partially because I had it sitting in the sun for a while. Okay, we just turned the power down and kept going, and it didn't take long to cool down at all. Okay, the amplifier is awesome. If you ever have a chance to pick up an Elecraft amplifier, get one. End of story. That's all I got to say. It's one cable that comes out of the amp and goes into the back of the Yaesu radio. 2 plugs that go into the Yaesu radio, 1 plug that goes into the amp, but it's all one cable. And I forgot to change bands when I went from 20 to 15, and when I keyed up, it changed bands for me automatically. Now there's a fault tolerance on it. It's supposed to keep you from, it's supposed to kind of kick the fault on or turn itself on standby if you do something stupid, but it just changed bands for me automatically. I didn't realize it had that option. I've always just done it manually just to be safe. Amplifier worked, battery worked, tablet worked, battery box worked, antenna worked, AC powered Delta Max 2 worked. Now here's the real thing that I learned today. I don't think I would do this again. And the reason is because I didn't really make any more contacts by pushing 400 to 500 watts out than I did just running 100 watts. Now, I got a little bit higher signal reports in places like Washington State and California, and maybe in like New York, New Jersey. Got a little bit higher. I get 5.9s constantly in Pennsylvania, Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, running 100 watts from this park. I get that all the time. I didn't get the punch that I was expecting to get, which is okay, because you know what that means? It means that 100 watts is all you need. And we've said that before. 100 watts is all you need. You don't actually need a bunch of power to make contacts all over the United States or all over the world. When I first switched to 15 meters, I was on 100 watts without the amplifier. I turned it off to get rid of the RFI. When I started calling CQ POTA, the first guy to come back to me was a Sierra Mike station in Sweden. 100 watts on 15 meters. 15 meters is much better at DX than 20 meters is most days. People need to get on 15 meters more. All of the stations coming back to me on 15 meters today, which was less than 20 meters, but all of the stations that came back to me were very loud signals, 5.8, 5.9, 10 over 5.9. So get on 15 meters if you don't have that capability. Build yourself an antenna and do it. I wanted to come out here today to see if this would work, to test all of the equipment that I just went through, and to see what it would be like to run 500 watts on a park activation, which I've actually done before with the Ham Radio Adventures group, but I've never done it here. I've never done it on this antenna. So test successful. It did everything I expected it to do. It probably was not worth the hassle to bring out all the other stuff. Sorry about the wind, if you can hear wind in the microphone. It probably wasn't worth the hassle to bring out all the other stuff, the extra battery, the amplifier, the extra cables and whatnot. Probably wasn't worth the hassle because it didn't really get me anything more. 100 watts is plenty. You know, I did exactly what I wanted to accomplish today, which was to do a 500 watt activation at the park and make as many contacts as I can. I always like to try to make 100 contacts every time I go out to POTA. So successful. Check the link in the description below for everything we talked about today. Once again, thank you, Mezzi and Plony, for supporting this video and this channel. Let me know if you have any comments. I'd love to hear them below. What's the highest powered activation on POTA that you've ever done?